You had the big realization. You saw through the matrix, the patterns, the ego, the game. But let me ask you, what happened after? For so many, it's not bliss. It's silence, a profound emptiness. That sense of purpose, the drive, the old you, it just faded. Not with a bang, but like a slow, quiet dissolve. You're not depressed in the way people describe. You're not hopeless. You're just empty. The very thing you chased, truth, seems to have stolen your will to live. You've stopped caring, not because you're reckless, but because the old reasons for caring feel like a language you no longer speak. The question whispers, why do I feel so hollow now that I've seen so much? Here's the secret no one tells you. What if that big insight wasn't the awakening? What if this void is? What if the emptiness isn't a side effect of awakening, but the main event? We're sold a lie about this. We're told awakening looks like superhuman energy, constant joy, a permanent high. It's meant to be like the end of a movie, right? The hero wins, the music swells, but for you, it feels like the credits rolled and you're just sitting in a dark theater, and the janitor is starting to sweep. I know this because I've seen it. Bright, seeking souls who did all the work. They read the tolls and the watts, they meditated, they faced their dark night, and then, wham, total energetic flatline. One friend, deeply intuitive, told me, I finally don't hate myself, but I also don't care about anything. I thought this was the finish line, but I feel like I've just been unplugged. It's a bizarre paradox. If I put up a poll right now, what's scarier, the pre-awakening chaos or the post-awakening silence? I bet the votes would be split 50-50. Let me know in the comments which one you'd pick, because the answer reveals everything. This state of profound paralysis is where most people get terrified. They think they broke themselves. They think they've failed at spirituality. But the great psychiatrist Carl Jung understood this process deeply. He called it a psychological death. Not the death of the body, but the death of the map. The death of the why that got you out of bed for 30 years. Jung said, enlightenment consists not in seeing forms of light, but in making the darkness visible. We all love that quote. We put it on Instagram. But we don't talk about what it feels like to sit in that newly visible darkness. It feels like this. It feels like nothing. Your ego, the part of you that ran on, I need to prove, I need to achieve, I need to be loved, I need to be safe. It didn't just get quiet. It lost its job. Its entire function was based on a game you're no longer playing. And your deeper self, your soul, it hasn't given you a new job description yet. This is the sacred in-between, the limbo. You're not lost. You're unmapped. This isn't a bug in the system. This is the system. And in a moment, we're going to explore the critical mistake most people make in this phase that keeps them stuck in this void for years. But first, if this is resonating, if you've been trying to find the words for this feeling, do me a favor and subscribe to my channel. This channel is a map for the unmapped, for those who are ready to go deeper than the surface-level answers. So, your old operating system, the ego identity, has crashed. What now? The old fuel was ambition, fear, approval, desire. That's all gone, or at least it's offline. But the new fuel, it isn't here yet. This is the cocoon phase. And let's be honest, you're not a caterpillar anymore, but you're not a butterfly. You're just goo. And goo doesn't have a 5-year plan. Goo doesn't check items off a to-do list. Goo doesn't optimize its morning routine. Goo dissolves. You are dissolving the old structures. Our hyper-productive world hates this. It has no category for it. It labels this sacred state as laziness, failure, or clinical depression. It pathologizes the void. And here's the critical mistake most people make. We believe it. We panic. We judge the emptiness. We try to fix the silence. We try to force motivation to find a new goal, a new chase, just to stop feeling so useless. And honestly, that's the worst thing you can do. It's like trying to scramble out of the cocoon while you're still soup. You're not failing. You are in a sacred stall. Your psyche has pulled the emergency brake on purpose. Carl Jung called this journey individuation, the process of transforming from a fragmented, ego-led person to a whole, self-led being. With a capital S. The self is that soul-level center inside you. The ego wants to do. The self wants to be. The ego wants to get. The self wants to align. And you cannot align while you're still running on the old, frantic, ego-based code. So your soul, in its infinite wisdom, does something brilliant and terrifying. It takes away your keys. It removes your motivation. It removes your drive. It removes your clarity. It forces you into stillness. Why? So you're finally quiet enough to listen. To stop performing and start integrating. To stop chasing the light and finally feel the darkness you've been running from. This void isn't empty. It's full. It's full of all the parts of you that you disowned, the shadow Jung talked about. And it's asking you to just sit with it. No agenda, no fixing, just presence. Here's the beautiful paradox. The moment you truly surrender to the void, the moment you stop judging it and trying to escape it, that's when the new energy trickles in. It doesn't feel like your old motivation. It's not hype. It's not hustle. It's not anxious. It's quieter. It feels like curiosity. A small what if. A gentle pull towards something. Not a push. You won't feel motivated to build an empire. You'll feel a quiet nudge to paint, or to walk in the woods, or to finally have that honest conversation. This is the self speaking. This is the new fuel. Jung called this living the symbolic life. You stop living from a checklist and start living from resonance. Your ambition doesn't die. It transmutes. It shifts from what can I get to what can I give, from how do I look to what feels true, from what should I do to what is quietly calling me. So, if you're in that void right now, staring at the ceiling and wondering where you went, you're not broken, you're not failing. You're in the most critical, sacred, and misunderstood phase of your becoming. That big insight you had wasn't the destination. It was the invitation. This emptiness, this stillness, this is the journey. You didn't lose your spark. You're just shedding all the programming that blocked your real light. The old fire, built on ego fuel, had to burn out. You're now waiting for the embers of the self to ignite. And that is a flame that cannot be extinguished. What has this void felt like for you? Is it terrifying, peaceful, or both? Let's talk about it in the comments. Your story is a map for